Going live. Going live, going live. We are live this morning now. That's my rendition of Do Be Our Guest. My coffee cup is still full. It is... I don't have enough of it in my body yet to be spunky.
I'm almost out.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay. Here's the proof. Here's the proof.
I would like, if I pour that in there, it's the same.
It is not. Absolutely is not. Look, it's like twice the diameter.
It is.
It's like twice the diameter, and it's two-thirds of the way tall.
You know the blue cup I've been using lately?
The bottom is wider as well.
The blue cup I use?
Yeah.
And I poured it in, and it was like the same.
Wrong. You're the same is not everybody else is the same.
I don't fill it all the way to here. I fill it to like here.
I beg to differ, young lady. That is amazing. Tom is here. Good morning, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
David Brownlee is here. Did you make it back home, David?
We did.
Oh
no. Did David make it back?
You. I know we made it back home.
We made it home. I was confused.
The Whoopsick, hello, good to see you both. Our Polish contingent is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Daniel Kramer is here. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining us, y'all. We appreciate it. It is Saturday morning, January 27th, 2024. We have now been a week, well, not actually a full week, because we did have to spend an extra day in Seattle for...
An appointment,
a doctor's appointment. So, for one of the kids, not for us. I mean,
it's still for us because we had to stay. I mean, really.
Well, I mean, we're just getting up in years when the words doctor appointment shows up, people are like, what's wrong? You know what I mean? So I just want to make sure that clarification is there. So we are not yet even a full week back yet. It's been a full week since we were done with the cruise. Well, it's been 6 days.
It's been 6 days, darling.
7 will be tomorrow, but we're gonna let Jessie have her stage time.
I don't need stage
for explaining all the fun stuff that we did, because I tried. And
I saw your video. He even said,
I couldn't remember I
wish Jessie was here. I can't remember what we did.
I can't remember stuff. Sam Linden is here. Hello, hello. David Brownlee says he is back, just waking up. Good morning. Good morning, Vietnam. Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Okay, good. I was about to...
I've seen that movie.
We got to get that list back up and kicking.
No, I think we're fine.
You are missing a lot of premier cinema. Good Morning Vietnam is like quintessential Robin Williams, though. But with a dramatic flair to it. It's like all his comedy, but in like real life. Mm-hmm. Not that his comedy wasn't real life, but...
I thought Aladdin, too, was also Robin Williams just riffing the original.
Well, yeah, that's like the comedy aspect of it. That's like comedy Robin Williams. I don't know. It's one of my favorite movies, Good Morning Vietnam. So it's a great...
You should choose it for your movie night, because I doubt the kids have seen it.
Oh, I don't know that I want to... Well, they're old enough, I think, maybe.
Play war games all day. They play shoot him in the head games.
They know nothing about the Vietnam War,
that's
too.
what I'm saying.
So, but I don't know. I can't remember. I remember it being
they watched
rated
Saving
R.
Private Ryan.
I know that. But
and that was more graphic.
Yeah, for me, the kind of graphic is what's more important. Because you're right, the kind of graphic that Saving Private Ryan has, they do all that all day.
They watch first-player shooter games all day. They don't come out.
Wait, Mork wasn't based on a true alien?
Actually,
Hashtag
that's a
spoilers,
very question.
Hashtag spoilers. Maybe it was.
Mork and Mindy was also... How many? We read one time, or Kabuki Kid. Somebody told us
Like 5 different.
they had to have 5 different language specialists on staff.
That's probably not the correct one, but they had a number of language specialists on staff for More Committee because Robin Williams would try to insert cuss words from other languages in his riffing as an alien. And so they had to catch it. And then
beep it before it.
Or beep it or catch it in rehearsal and all that other kind of stuff. So that's funny. He was such a
Do you think
person.
the kids would even get Mork and Mindy?
No.
They would be like...
There's so many... Those shows have not aged well. They age well for us because we grew up watching them, and there's that nostalgia factor there. But, I mean, I don't know. Fashion seems to be coming back around that way.
Right?
I don't think...
Greatest American Hero. Tom Vassell said it was one of the greatest shows.
Well, it is a good show. I wouldn't say it's the greatest show.
I think he said one of. I get words mixed up.
Yeah.
Don't ever quote me on words because I don't remember words. I remember emotions and I remember feelings.
That's true.
So Sam will say something. It could be something as simple as, tomorrow night, we're going to go see the movie after dinner. It could be literally that sentence. And I turn it into my words, and I won't remember his actual words. I'll remember, no, you said we're doing something tomorrow with the kids. We're doing something as a family. Like, I won't remember the actual words. I am not an auditory learner. I don't remember words.
Don't remember words.
I can read them.
You can?
And remember them. But if you just say them to me, I won't remember.
Interesting. So, the stage is yours, madam.
I don't need a stage.
It is.
Nope.
You don't need it, but it is yours. So, talk about the cruise. What did you enjoy? Let's start with day 1. Well, day 0. Let's put day 0. We flew to Fort Lauderdale. What did we enjoy?
We got to visit with my family, the kids' family, and had dinner with them. Got to meet his girlfriend, and we had a great dinner because it's family that we don't get to see all the often. We used to see all the time. Yeah. He lived up here in Oregon.
Not all the time.
No, but
we would
multiple times
drive
a year.
Down,
yeah. And my kids and his kids are like best friend cousins. You know, they are their best cousins. And those 4 have always been bantering. Yeah. So getting to see him is always a good time. He's what's the word? Gregarious? Is that the word?
Gregarious is a word.
Is that the right word?
I don't know what you're trying to say. So
he's outgoing. He's smiley. He's funny. He's loud. He's boisterous. He's energetic.
If that's what gregarious means.
Is that what gregarious means?
I'm about to look it up.
I don't know what gregarious means, actually. I just thought that word explained.
It's a good word.
It is a good word. Somebody tell me what it means. That was lovely. I loved being able to see him and meet his new girlfriend and hang out around the dinner table with, like, basically that's my whole family right there. That was
Sociable.
The 5 of us. Yeah, gregarious, social.
Yeah. The
5 of us, plus JT and Mel, which is our Wenatchee family.
David says, yes, you're right.
plus the 5 of us, JT and Mel, and then Orson and his girlfriend. And that's like my literal family. My parents are great, but that's what I consider my family.
Sure.
Those people. So it was great. I loved that.
That was a good time.
That was a good time.
He is like the...
He is a fantastic salesman, man. He could sell...
I was just going to say he's a used car salesman.
He could sell ice to his igloo
a polar bear.
builder. Yeah, like, I mean, he has the gift of gab. He has the silver tongue. He's also a great salesman because
you'll buy something from him before you realize you
you even know that you needed it or you were buying it. Yeah, he's that kind of person. He's good.
But he's really sociable, gregarious about it. He's
I
not
used the right
awkward
word.
about it.
No.
He's not awkward about it. He knows a lot about a lot of different things, so he's able to talk intelligently and sociably about a lot of different things, and he is very good at using that to What is he doing? He's selling timeshares.
He's yeah, but it's even better than that. He's not selling timeshares outright. He's upgrading people from the timeshare they already have to the timeshare in Fort Lauderdale.
Oof. Which, think about that for a moment. You're getting somebody to repurchase something that they've already purchased.
Yeah, and he's doing great at it.
And he's doing a very good job at it. So that gives you kind of the idea of what we're talking about here. All right, so we had dinner with Orson that night.
That was lovely. The next morning we got up and
we went straight to bed after dinner.
We did.
Because we had been up since, 3 o'clock in the morning?
Something terrible. Yeah.
So we got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, which was 6 o'clock in the morning for Florida time, and we did not actually get to bed until about 10.
I think about 10.
In the 10 to 11 hour.
We all just went to bed.
And we just were like, done. Because we had to get up the next morning early.
We were lucky enough to get granted early
boarding.
Yeah. I was trying to
priority
boarding,
whatever.
Something like that. Jason had arranged that for us and our family, JT and Mel.
JT, yeah.
To get early boarding, and that was amazing. That was that cut my stress level way down. Yep. Because by the time we had gone through boarding, and there was this massive line of people and this stuff, I was like, I'm really glad we're done. Yeah. Like
Basically, what Jason did was he put us as part of the Dice Tower group.
Yeah, we were.
As along with the sponsors, the publishers, and all that kind of stuff. And
so we got early boarding, and thank you, Jason. That was amazing.
That was very cool.
I know I get stressed. I know I get frazzled. That cut that down, and that was great.
Yep.
And we got on the boat, and okay. First off, I don't think I quit smiling for 7 days. Like really, 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 I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great. This is great.
Yep. So we get on the boat, and I'm just going to walk you through this so that...
Walk me through it?
What else is... Because you could not stop talking. I built this up here a little bit. You're dropping the ball here, lady.
Give me leads. Give me questions.
I'm giving you leads. Day one, go.
We like walking through the boat. I'm amazed at everything. There's this giant park in the middle of the boat, like trees. Central Park. Yep. There's trees and grass and plants and benches and
floating.
There's a floating bar that would go from one floor up to the other floor. And then as it floated up, it made a fountain underneath it. That was crazy cool. Yeah. There's like a whole shopping mall in there. I was blown away at how big it is.
Yeah.
The last cruise I went on, I've been on 2 cruises. One was a teeny tiny little boat. No, I'm not kidding. I think it had 1,500 total, and that included the staff.
Yeah.
And we went, and it was like the first run of the season. So I think the first couple of days, they pick up passengers along the way, but I think the first couple of days there were only 300 passengers and 300 staff.
That's not even a cruise.
So
that's a ferry.
That was a ferry. I also got really sick on that one because it was a tiny little boat. But and then I went on another cruise to the Caribbean, but it wasn't memorable at all. Whereas this one... being with my family and I was smiling the whole time. Yeah. Like when we finally got to see our room and I had an outside balcony, I think I squealed.
Yeah.
And I was like, Sam, come out, come sit on the porch, look at the view, come sit, I was super excited.
We were on the Oasis of the Seas, Oasis class cruise liner. Yes. Next year, I believe it's going to be on an Icon class.
I don't know. I think it's the Symphony of the Seas, which I think is the same.
But I don't know. Tom went on the new boat.
That one doesn't come out for like 2 years.
Earlier this week, Tom went on the boat, and he said it's bigger.
I don't know. We'll be excited for that. I
Or at
was
least
like
it seemed
squealing.
bigger.
I
I
was
don't know.
squealing.
Yeah. It was
And then
really
when
nice.
we had dinner the first night and
Well,
we were just about to leave
yeah.
Miami, I was like, I
Yeah.
couldn't even.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool.
We immediately met up with, of course, JT and Mel, and some new people that I hadn't met, but now are friends, Jim and Trenton, and
Jim
Jim.
and Trenton. Oh, okay.
I said Jim and
I was thinking
Trenton.
somebody else when you said that.
No,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
no, no.
He's
And-
not a new friend for me. I've known Jim for a long time.
I haven't, so I said a new friend.
I haven't met. This is the first time I had met Trenton.
Right.
But I've known Jim for a long time. So
And
that's what threw me off.
We had dinner with that group of 9 of us
Almost
every
every
night.
night. Yeah,
every night, and I loved it. It was
Yeah.
great.
it was cool.
The food was
Gaming with
phenomenal.
ADHD is here. Brian, hello. Good to see you. Fee is here as well. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. So we went. We did the.
We did the welcome show.
Yeah, the first
In,
night. Yeah, the first day.
What is their ice rink on a cruise, which
Yeah.
is kind of crazy. That
Yeah,
there's
but
an
they
ice
had it
rink.
covered. They still had the ice rink covered.
Yes, the ice rink was covered, but there's like a stadium inside with an
Mm-hmm.
ice rink in it. And that's where they did the first show, the welcome aboard first show kind of thing. And I was smiling the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still amazed at when people see Sam. Sam Healy, why are you here? Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're here. This is great. It's cute. I love it.
It's cute.
He's my love. It makes me happy. But we did that.
So day 2,
Oh my gosh.
given the prompts because you're getting
Yeah,
stuck.
because I do. I need to look at my list. Let's see.
Oh,
I have a
she
list.
has a list.
I do have a list. I
For
do have a
reals?
list. For real, for real.
No, it's for reals. She has lists out the wazoo.
Don't even start with my list.
Lists
You leave me
upon
alone.
lists upon lists.
Okay. Oh, we also went to Christian service with Tom
Yes.
that day. And then we had the first
First day,
party.
Sunday. The first day, Sunday, and that's Tom held a Christian service in the Blaze.
In the comedy club.
in the comedy club. So that was pretty cool. Had a guy that was leading. I forgot his name. I did thank him for leading after the cruise though, but I forgot his name. But anyway, he led a couple worship songs.
Yeah.
Then Tom got up and spoke for a
Yeah,
little
it was
bit.
lovely.
So that was really cool to go to.
And then there was the game show night that night, the opening night game show.
Yep.
And it was amazing. I can't even quit. I can't
No,
even
it's
quit
cool.
smiling. Like, it was so great.
Day 2.
We were in port.
Were we already?
I think so. Day 2, I think we went to the Bahamas.
Day 2 in port at the Bahamas.
And then a day at sea, and then 2 days.
I don't recall that. See, this is where I get mixed up.
I didn't take a picture of
can't-
that. That's the
I can't
schedule I
get-
was missing.
I can't get all that right.
Well, I can tell you,
because
though.
of what day is what day. Brian says, which cruise line? Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean.
I've only ever done Disney and have been spoiled
Oh.
by cruising.
How can I see the date on this? January 15th, which is the second day.
Yeah.
We were in the
So
Bahamas.
yeah, no. Go back. That is second day. That we were at sea because in the morning I was playing Galactic Cruise
Oh,
with
yeah.
JT.
Well, we
and,
were at port, but I don't think we did an
Trenton.
excursion, so we didn't go in very much.
Okay, I got it. It's all coming back to me. We played that, and then after we
we
got
played for a
done
bit,
playing
then we
Galactic
went
Cruise,
into port.
then we walked around the port a little bit.
And we didn't have an excursion that day. We just kind of walked around and explored. Okay, so first off, I would like to say Sam is so gracious and lovely that when I have, usually I plan full adventures.
Sure.
Like when we're going to go somewhere, whether it's a day in port or we're visiting Fort Lauderdale or something for the day, I'm like, ooh, we're going to see this and we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And Sam told me I need to just have a vacation and just not do anything. So when we got to the Bahamas, I had no plan, which also meant I had no visual of the city or no map in my head or nothing. So when we turned to walk through the city, I turned and led us the wrong way. And we went down some shadier neighborhoods.
It wasn't that shady.
And I was
We
like,
stayed on the main
"Oh,
road.
that
It was fine.
stupid. And I turned back, and then we got back to the touristy area. But
Totally overthinking this.
But
It was not
I
a big deal.
wanted to go and be like, oh, the museum is down here, down the block, and I want to go see this, and I want to go. But I didn't. I just kind of let it go. I don't know. All 3 kids were like, where are we going? Where are we going?
Matata. What a wonderful phrase.
It means no worries.
That's right. Means no worries. Don't worry about it. Let's just walk around and see the Bahamas.
We went to the famous straw market in the Bahamas.
Was it famous?
It said famous straw market.
Oh, yes. It was the famous.
The famous
Yeah,
straw
straw
market
market.
in the Bahamas, in Nassau. And I've lived overseas and I love visiting countries.
Yep.
And the moments as I'm walking through the straw market that really hit me is like, you see the lady sitting there making the baskets out of straw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the lady sitting there sewing on the straw to make the decorations. I'm totally drawn to that.
Or the ones that are just sleeping.
Or the ones that are sleeping or playing on their phones,
Yeah.
not even making any effort.
There
So
was one lady
we
that
bought one thing.
respectfully came up to us and said, "Can I show you my shop?
Yes.
It's right in here. I would like to show you my shop." And she wasn't being pushy.
No.
But, I mean, she was being assertive. Don't get me wrong. She wasn't being pushy. She wasn't being rude or anything like that. She was just like, "I want to show you my shop." Okay.
And
I
we did.
said, "Jessie, follow her."
Yeah.
And then we went in there and we looked at her stuff and we bought one thing from her.
And she engraved it for us on the site.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't a big deal, but we were like, everybody else was either being super rude and pushy, or
didn't even care.
didn't care. And she was like right in the middle
Yeah.
of being assertive but not being rude, and definitely wanted to make a sale.
Yeah. And we respected that, and it actually made a really good memory.
Yeah.
So
As a
we
matter of
bought
fact,
that.
that's the only thing from one of those side road vendors that we bought in the entire trip. Because everywhere else we went,
They were so
they
rude
were
and
like
pushy.
throwing guilt trips on us.
Oh, I don't like
Don't
that.
buy that. Don't buy from those people over there because that goes straight to the cruise line. No, you're really going to help the people out if you buy from me. And
Oh,
it's
there
like
was one guy
over
who
and
was
over
like
and over and over and over.
almost yelling at us at the falls.
No, he was.
He was like,
they were yelling at us, yelling at the kids.
yeah, at the kids. Don't walk with your parents. Don't follow them. Stop and stay. And I was like, you keep walking.
Yeah. Now look, we're mentioning this as a negative part of the
It
cruise.
was not,
It's
I
like
had nothing
teeny,
negative.
teeny.
Like nothing.
Teeny, teeny, beany, whatever. It's not a big deal.
We also talked about this to the kids. Their main source of their family's income
is tourism.
is tourism.
Yep.
And if you walk past their shop, they don't get that sale for the day.
Sure.
And they are probably counting on, with the number of vendors and the number of people visiting, they're probably counting on maybe 5 sales per shop per the day. Maybe.
But it's the old adage, you attract more
Bees with honey. Is that where you were going?
flies. Is it flies with, I don't know. You attract more something with something. And it basically means that you need to be sweeter about what you're trying to do.
The
Jason
pushy
Likens
ones-
is here.
The pushy ones I didn't have any desire to stop at.
Jake?
The guy that was yelling at my kids?
Oh yeah. Not gonna
I
do
won't
anything.
even turn
I'm
back
not
and
even
give
gonna
you-
talk to you, dude.
No. I didn't even give him I was literally like putting my arms around the kids. And
Those people were in Jamaica.
that was in Jamaica. But so that was our second day. Okay, catch up. I'm sure there's
Jason
something.
Likens is here. Jason asks, do the waves or motion of the boat ever mess up the board during the game?
They didn't.
No, generally not. I would imagine if
you
you
had
hit
some big,
really
I'm
rough
sure.
seas, I'm sure it probably could. But where the library was like in the center of the boat almost. It was on deck 3, and it was kind of right in the middle. So there wasn't a whole lot of motion down there. Even up in the Windjammer, where they had a secondary place, there was a little bit of tilting going on up there, but it wasn't ever a lot. These ships are huge.
We also went, and it was really good weather.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if a storm blew in, things would be different.
Yeah, that would be totally different. But these ships are huge. And yes, you have to have humongous waves for the boat to really start listing. And that just didn't happen. So to answer your question, Jason, no, it really didn't. I would imagine, well, let me change that. None of the games that I played experienced that. I can't speak for everybody.
We didn't do a marble race or something.
You're asking for trouble at that point.
Right.
So my answer is no. Okay, so that was in the Bahamas, day 2. I played Galactic Cruise with JT. It was a 3-player game with me, JT, and Trenton. And
we played some games with the kids in the morning. I think we played Gollum Centuries.
I didn't. You did.
I did.
Yeah.
I can't remember what else we played.
Aiden played maybe 2 games the entire 2 or 3.
I think 1.
No, I think he played 2 or 3. I know he played. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he played 2, maybe 3 games the entire cruise. He spent his entire time almost.
The entire time.
Playing basketball, playing
volleyball,
on the sport court.
On the sport court.
Sports ball extreme, whatever
Sport
it was.
court. In fact, at one point, we were walking around, I think Daphne and Dante and I were doing mini golf. I think it was the day 2. We did mini golf. And Aiden was over on the sports court. And he's playing pickleball with 3 45-year-old, 45, 50-year-old people that are playing pickleball. And Aiden's right there playing pickleball with them. Cool. He's like, I'm in, let's go. Yeah. That was fun. I liked that.
So day 3 was Bahamas. Day 2 was Bahamas. Day 3 was at sea.
Did we go to Coco Cay, I think?
Oh, that was Coco Cay. In Coco Cay, we spent most of our day at the water park. The water park was cool. Good wave pool.
Oh, wait. Day 2, we had the formal night. Oh, and yeah. Aiden ate escargot.
Yeah, and he liked it. So in your
face, Day
teenager.
3 was Coco Cay.
Yeah, day 3.
And that was lovely.
Yeah.
Just chill. We could have just chilled on the beach that day, but we actually took the kids to the water park because our kids love water parks.
Yep.
And
well, now they do.
Don't even. That's a build-up. So we got there, but our kids like water parks. So we went to the water park first thing.
13-year-old kid used to not be able to do the kids
He couldn't go down the kids slides, like
the
just
kids
the little
stuff. Yeah. He was terrified.
Yeah.
Terrified. He's better now.
Yeah.
But 13-year-old
like when he was like
kid,
12-year-old, he
terrified.
Couldn't do.
Terrified.
I mean, like crying terrified.
Literally. But he's better now.
He's better now. So we went to the water park and we got there early, and we went on a lot of the water rides before the lines got really bad.
Yeah.
And then at probably about 1 o'clock or so,
yeah,
we went back on the boat and kind of chilled.
Took showers and got ready for dinner.
Made sure that we weren't, getting overheated or getting sunburned, and that was glorious. That was a perfect, lovely.
Were there any games Tom asks that you wanted to play that you didn't get a chance to play?
Well, I didn't get to finish a game of Back to the Future.
Yeah, we wanted to finish Back in Time. We definitely wanted to do that, Tom. We wanted to finish that because I think we probably would have won.
You think?
We were pretty close.
We were close. We hadn't moved that DeLorean very much.
Yeah, we did.
All.
We had got it to Doc Brown's house.
Yeah.
But we had to get that third.
Yeah.
We had to get that third component to Doc Brown's house before we could build it and then get it over to the thing. It would have been close. I don't know. Tom's played it. Tom and Mary Beth have played it more than we have probably, but so they might give a better.
Like, would we have won?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Were we too close? Were we too far
I just
away?
was disappointed I didn't get to finish playing with you guys because that hurt my heart because for me, gaming is about community and connections and
absolutely.
That would have
been cool. I would have liked to have played Champions of Midgard again. The one game that we did play, I got shellacked by a card at the beginning of the game. It could not.
Dante even said, he goes, I don't think Sam enjoyed that game today.
No,
he goes, I know
did.
he enjoys the game every day,
I do.
But he got slammed.
Yeah, I got slammed. But I would have liked to have played that again.
I would have liked to play World Wonders with more people. I think that would have been crazy. Like if you can get a table of 6 on that.
You weren't part of that game?
No.
Oh, that's right. It was me, Ben from All Play. No, Joe from All Play. I'm sorry. Another dude that had just, I don't remember names, I'm sorry, but I remember what he looks like. I could say, yeah, it was that dude. And then, who else was it? It was a 5-player game, I remember that.
Was it crazy? Like, does it get...
Yeah.
See, we've only played it with like a couple.
Yeah, because you have to use 2 more stacks of tiles in a 5-player game. And we actually ran out of monuments.
Wow.
We actually ran out of monuments.
Oh, yes. This was Dante played this game.
Yeah.
Dante played this game.
He was another
I
one.
wanted to play that one, and I also want to play Wandering Towers with more people. That would have been a fun one to play with a bunch of people. Yep. I didn't get to play either of those.
Tom says we were definitely in a good spot to win.
See, that makes me feel better. I thought we were close.
Yeah. I didn't get to play NAR. I got to teach NAR once.
Dante loves that game.
Yeah,
He's already asking me when we can play
I got to teach Dante, a guy named Brandon, and Brandon's dad. Brandon and his dad are from Dallas. And I got to teach them how to play, and they played it twice right there, and they said they enjoyed it. So that's a cool thing.
I didn't get to play NAR. I didn't get to play
NAR is a sleeper, man. A lot of people are really loving it, and it's such a small game. I don't think it's getting the highway that it deserves.
That's a fun game. I like learning new games too. The problem is I feel that I would have liked to learn a new game if it was going to be like a happy game. I didn't actually learn. I did learn a couple new games.
We were able to play. We're just jumping ahead a little bit. We were able to play Cafe in the airport in Fort Lauderdale on the way back with JT and Mel.
That was fun.
So that was a good game, and I wish I could have played that a little bit more. I also took Gearworks and Ostia,
and we didn't get
which
to play
were a couple of work games for me.
Right.
And so I would have liked to have been able to play both of those, but I played Gearworks single player a couple days ago. Yesterday.
Yeah.
So I want to get that to the table with more, not really so hot on the single player mechanism, but I think 2, 3, and 4 players will probably play much better and more.
Yeah.
What are you doing? That seed is going to fall on your face.
It's okay. The lemons are all done. So
That's
now I just get
disgusting.
that.
Anyway, those are some games that I would have liked to have played, but we had a great time anyway. All right, so that was day 3 at Coco Cay. Day 4 was at sea, correct?
Yes.
So what about day 4 at Coco? Day 4 at sea.
I don't remember what games we played. I remember we played. Day 4, we also had the Dice Tower live show.
Yeah, that was in the afternoon.
Yeah, in the afternoon.
That's when we played Back in Time with Tom.
Yes.
And Mary Beth.
Yes.
Before that, we were able to teach bonsai to Sean. It was me, you, Sean.
I didn't take any pictures of the games we played. That would be a Sam thing.
Greg was the other guy that we taught Sean bonsai to. That was a cool. That was a fun game as well. I have one picture of a game we played. Oh no, that looks like Blood Rage. That was the day we played Blood Rage at night. Oh yeah.
Right? Isn't that Blood Rage there?
Okay.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I was very happy to teach Michael and Sarah.
Yes.
Very happy to teach Michael and Sarah how to play Blood Rage. I think they enjoyed it, but it was a 5-player game. She and I told Michael and Sarah that they were sitting at the table next to us during dinner.
Absolutely.
And they asked if I would teach them how to play Blood Rage. And I was like, yes, 4-player game. You two, us two, let's get it done. So we went back to our room to pick up our drink mugs and change our clothes and then head down. And by the time we got there, another player had sat down. And Michael and Sarah, not ever having played the game,
we're like,
said,
it'll be fine.
There's enough for 5 players here. It'll be fine.
And I actually, when I saw that there were 5, and I've only played Blood Rage a few times, but when I saw that there was a 5th player, I almost told Sam, I was like, I'll just watch.
Yeah.
Because I like to watch. I'll sit and watch, and I'm just as happy as playing because I'm still sitting next to Sam, and I'm still learning the game, and I'm still watching and involved in it. I sat and watched you on a couple of games. But I almost said...
The fifth player, not the person, the fifth player does not add anything good to the game. It just adds more time. That's all it does.
Right.
It doesn't change your experience. It doesn't do anything. It allows you to play the game with 5 players, but it's not a better experience. 4 players is the best experience for Blood Rage.
I was kind of excited to do 4 just because when I play 4, I feel like I have a better grasp of what's going on. I feel like it doesn't take forever in between turns.
Yeah.
Like, it's not so bad. I've played 4 before, and I like it.
And usually with teaching games,
yes,
I like to try to set a certain, as I'm teaching the game, I like to try to set a certain, what do you call it, clip, as far as how the game is playing, how fast it's playing, and how I like to try to do that so that we can kind of keep things progressing. But with that 5th player in there, it just didn't happen.
Well, we will play again with Mike and Sarah someday.
Yeah, hopefully. But I did take time after the game was over.
We did.
And I said, listen, this was not a true experience for Blood Rage. You really need to play it with no more than 4 players. And that will give you the experience that Blood Rage, because I really do believe that it was designed for 4 players. And then they said, okay, well, what if 3 or 2 people want to play it? And then, well, we want an expansion. Well, throw a 5th player in there too.
Right.
You could do it. I'm sure it was designed for 4 players.
It plays really well.
It plays perfectly with 4 players, and that's really how you should play it. And with 5th player, it just elongates the game. It took us 4 hours. No, 3.5. It took us 3.5 hours to play a game of Blood Rage, and that is anathema. You should never play 3 hours. It's a 2-hour game. It's a 2-hour game, and it should not take 3 hours. But that's what a 5th player does to that game.
And about in that, as that 2nd hour ends and that 3rd hour is starting, I start to get a little less enjoyment out of it.
Chris Yee, ahoy, folks! Hello, Mr. Yee. Good to see you, sir.
I did get a little snappy near the end of that.
She did.
Well, there was one point where I asked Sam, or somebody else asked him, so what are we trying to do? What is the end here? How does it end? And I said, so literally, if we just all invade this area, Yggdrasil, and then we all just battle, the game ends, right?
If one person,
And then I asked him that, and he was like, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm going into battle. Come on, aren't you guys coming in? Come on, let's come in and battle. Because I was done at this point. I was like, I was telling Mike and Sarah, I was like, come on, don't you want to come in? Let's go in. Let's go. Let's battle. Because then we're done. Because I got to that snappy point.
Yeah,
But I like playing Blood Rage.
Yeah, no, and I absolutely do. It's just 5 players. It kind of ruins the game. It really does. And
or it was past my bedtime.
No. It's not that. The reason it took so long is because there were 5 players, not anything else.
No.
When you have one more person,
it just took
taking their turns, it adds that much time to the game, and it's just not. It's not worth it.
But that was the night we played Blood Rage.
But yeah, that was the only time I played Blood Rage as well. Sorry, Strainer. That was the only time I played Blood Rage, but it is what it is. 5 players is just not the way to do it.
It was not.
Chrissy, that's always rough when you teach a game you love and it's just not optimal. Yeah,
right?
It isn't. It was going to be optimal. We just took too long to get there. Because if we'd have got there sooner,
and just
we would have been started, and I would have said, we're just going to play this 4-player. I would have put my foot down. Nothing against the other person, but I would have put my foot down. Because it's a teaching game, and I want the people to have that optimal experience when they teach it. So, but that is it. It's like showing someone your favorite movie, and there's background noise and interruptions.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's terrible.
Absolutely. So that was Blood Rage. That was it was a fun experience. I had a good time playing the game. It just went longer than it should have. And
Wait.
I could tell by the end of the game that it was really wearing on everybody. And so I sat down with Michael and Sarah after the game.
Right, and talk to them
kind
about
of talk to them about it and say, listen.
And I think that made it feel better at the
Sure,
end, too. Because
sure.
you could see they were frustrated.
Yeah, they were super frustrated. Well, I think Sarah was like, don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Because she had a really powerful battle card that
Yeah.
she had stolen from this other guy using a Loki card.
Yeah.
There's a Loki card where if you lose a battle, you can take
Yeah.
the card
Yeah.
that somebody else played. And he played this really nasty card. It was like I think it was a 6 or an 8 power or
Right.
something like that. I can't remember what it is. I think it's a 6. And she took it from him. And so the next battle, he was expecting her to play it and just like win the battle. So he was like playing everything and all this, trying to beat her with it. And then she didn't play it. And he was like, what? You didn't play that card? And she just got this big old grin on her face. Nope. That was funny. That was funny. All right, so that was Blood Rage. That was day 4.
Sure.
What about day 5? You get out your list.
Get my list. Oh, dear Pete.
Your picture. She has a picture list. She's actually looking in her photos on her phone.
Because I'm visual.
Yeah.
Okay, like I said. We did an excursion in Haiti, and we went to Amica Island.
Amiga Island, yeah. It was she was super stressed about it.
I was.
Labadee, Haiti.
Labadee, Haiti.
And she was super stressed about it.
I was.
Because it was a 30-minute boat ride.
Yeah.
From the cruise ship to the island. It's a little tiny
And
island.
in my past experiences,
It takes about 10 minutes to
those are
walk
the
around.
worst part for me. Those are the points I'm going to get sick. The smashing through the waves,
It wasn't that rough.
I was smiling the whole time.
And he opened it up. He opened it up.
I was super happy. And our son Dante got he made the face. And he started to get in his own head. I remember how close he sat to me on that boat.
Oh, he made me. Yeah, because, I would like to sit next to my wife.
I would like to sit next to Sam.
I would like to sit next to my wife. But it's really hard to do that when she has a 14-year-old, strapped to her hip. Because he's being a little sissy.
He was really nervous about the boat ride, too. So he was literally, you have to sit up, I can't move. But he was like this close to me. And like touching me. And I kept like moving. And he would like scoop back in.
Dude's 14. Dude is 14.
He could not. He was so nervous. He was so nervous. Okay. But then we went to Amiga Island. Which is a tiny little island.
Took about 10 minutes to walk all the way around it.
the island.
On the beach.
Yeah.
Walk around the beach took about 10 minutes. That's how small the island was.
And we spent the whole time in the water and just chilling.
Couple hours.
And
Yep. So it was about a 3-hour excursion, which we made some jokes about it being a 3-hour tour. So it's a half-hour boat ride out there, and then we spent a couple hours there, and then a half-hour boat ride back.
It was lovely.
It was really fun. We had a great time.
And then we walked around Labadee and kind of explored a little bit.
Well,
before
we went and ate lunch.
We ate lunch, and then we walked around.
They had a little buffet set up there. That part of the island was rented out by Royal Caribbean that they could have their own place.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And then we got off of that, got back on the boat, waited for a couple hours, and then
I'm sure we played something. I just don't remember.
I think that's the day that we actually played Champions of Midgard afterwards. David Brownlee says, I hate that card. Also the cards that steal your rage after all your careful planning.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
You got to remember, buddy. That is careful planning. My careful planning happens when I draft that card. And I'm planning on losing, and I'm planning on stealing your rage. So it's careful planning on my part as well.
You all right over there?
Yep, I'm fine.
Okay.
So Barry S. asks, do you find that your games get a lot of wear and tear? I am having that problem. Just wondering if you got any tips.
Well, Sam keeps his games pretty well.
I don't sleeve any of my games unless the game comes with cards and it's one of those kinds of games where you're using and manipulating the cards a lot. Other than that, I don't usually sleeve my cards, so I don't protect them like most people protect their games. But I do try to make sure, if somebody is during the game, and I'm not that guy. I'm not going to like be super over the top. Stop bending my cards, man. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to be like, be careful with the cards. I'll make a point if I see somebody that's bending the cards or being a little too rough on them. Other than that, I really don't usually try to do anything about it. But we do try to keep the cards.
And I think we also keep the
games.
boxes when we travel and when we go to places. We put the games in game carriers,
Yep.
and so they're more protected. We don't just throw them in the back of the car.
Michael West says, Mike here from that Blood Rage game. We had fun.
I want to play again. Let's try again with 4.
Sarah laughed hard about your commentary on that play. Yeah, well.
Well, there's probably more to be said about that.
Was fun to get to play. We'll try it again another time.
Yes,
very good.
sir.
Good. Yeah, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, Mike and Sarah, I'll play again.
David laughs and he says, "Wait until he has to get his learner's permit."
Oh gosh, my little. Okay. I'm gonna interject here.
That's a year.
4
away.
years. I know. Don't even say that. That's
a
actually this
year
year.
away.
He turns 15 this year. So by November, he's in learner's permit, 15 and a half.
No.
Anyway, when he was born, my daughter nicknamed him. And it's so appropriate because he is our little chicken. She nicknamed him Chicken Buddy by the Day, like the whole phrase. That was his nickname. I don't know why. She was 2.
Which gives you a glimpse into Daphne's mind.
Daphne's
as well.
mind is his name is Chicken Buddy by the Day. And then we kind of eventually, after a couple of months, dropped by the day, and he was just Chicken Buddy. And then we dropped Chicken, and he became Buddy, and he's still Buddy. But boy, that boy is kind of a chicken. I mean, he kind of is. So when he gets his learner's permit, he's going to overthink his head. He's going to panic.
I'm going to make sure he looks like
What did he, it was something yesterday that caused him like.
NASCAR driver. I'm going to make sure he looks like a NASCAR driver every time he leaves his
helmet.
house.
And the 5-piece harness.
That's what he's going to do to himself.
He is a bit timid, but
anyway,
he's our chicken buddy.
That was day 5. Day 6.
Day 4, day 5. I don't know where we are.
No, day 5 was.
I have to look at my photos. Mike and Sarah, that game was fun, but it could have been more fun if it was just been 4 of us.
You'll be merging on the freeway at 40 miles an hour. You are a prophet, sir. I guarantee you are a prophet. Merging at 40, and everybody's going to be honking at them.
Luckily, we don't have a lot of freeways here. They do have to do one freeway
we got
test.
the freaking bridge. He's going to have
that
a blast on the bridge.
Oh, dear Pete.
Anyway.
Like he's actually going to quit breathing.
Well, at least you're only supposed to go 40 on the bridge. So.
Yeah, so Amiga Island, and then we had...
The next day. What was the next day?
Jamaica.
Jamaica!
Yeah,
Jamaican me crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. That was probably our favorite excursion.
Hands down.
By far.
I would
Coco Cay
change
was
it.
great.
Coco
Don't get
Cay
me
was
wrong,
great.
but it's just a water park.
Amiga Island was fantastic.
Amiga Island was great,
Fantastic.
but it's just an island out in the middle of the water.
Right.
Now, great view. Don't get me wrong.
So beautiful.
But Jamaica, Falmouth, Jamaica. It was
Spectacular.
very cool.
So amazing.
Very cool.
It's one of those things when you book an excursion, you don't know how much you're going to like it.
Exactly.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Well,
You
this
don't know-
one I knew because I'd
And you
been
can
on
get
the.
tour guides that make all the difference too.
And I think we did.
You can go on a cave expedition like JT and Mel and get a cave excursion. They went on the same cave excursion and have a very different experience.
Yeah.
Because it depends on
They said this time the cave one was less exciting.
Yeah, they didn't like it.
because
And they went to the same cave.
It felt like they were being rushed.
Yeah,
we were being
yeah.
rushed through. And
Yeah.
and we may have been running a little bit late.
So we might have been being
So
rushed,
we were probably being rushed through, but the waterfalls.
climbing up Dunn's River waterfalls
Yeah.
in Jamaica was highlight.
Yeah.
Highlight.
Totally agree.
I made the Dante faces. I'm pretty sure I was a little nervous at the beginning. Dante was probably terrified because that's what he does. No, he did fine though.
They all said that they had a blast.
They loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I'm pretty sure I made the face at the beginning, and the tour guide was like, "You're coming with me.
Yep.
You stay right here next to me and
Yep.
step exactly where I step." And
Yep.
I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna step where you step. I'm not gonna fall. I'm not gonna die."
Yeah, you start off at the bottom
Right,
with
and
like
you
the
go down
buddy
to the
system.
beach
Everybody's holding hands,
And then you get used to it.
the
and
first
kind
the first
of little lip.
5 steps up, we're
You're
like,
like, okay, we
nope,
got this.
not holding hands
Yeah.
anymore.
But the guide was good enough that he would get a couple steps up. And some of the steps, I'm short. So some of the steps, I swear, were like up to my waist. And I'm like, how am I going to step that? I don't know what you think I'm going to do, but I can't fold in half.
Yeah.
And he would reach his hand out. Almost every time I had that moment of, I'm stuck.
Here.
Boop,
I'll
his
help
hand
you.
was right there. And I was like, oh, all right, let's go.
Yep.
I
cool.
loved climbing that waterfall. I would do that twice, 3 times that day. I loved it.
I had been on it before with David
Yeah.
and Michael.
Yeah.
So I knew what to expect, but it was super fun seeing all of you guys
I loved it. I
Enjoy
loved
it.
it so much.
like more than anything. And this is the first time that, because last year JT and Mel didn't go on they only went on the grottos,
right.
the grotto caves. They didn't go on the
River.
the waterfall climb.
Yeah.
And so this was the first time they had done
And
that
they loved
as well, and they enjoyed it as well. So
Ah,
it was really good.
so great.
Really
it was
good.
so great.
Such a great time.
See, once again, I start talking about it and I can't quit smiling.
And we got some jerk chicken on the way back.
We did.
After the grotto caves, and it was sublime. It was
really
amazing.
good.
It was so good. But then we got back on the boat. We did a little bit of walking around in the shops back at port, but not a whole lot.
Actually, not much. We kind of came back running hot.
Yeah,
We kind of came back really close to when we had to board.
absolutely.
And we had enough time. Daphne had, she knew she wanted a souvenir in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
She had kind of walked through the first time as we're getting to the tour. She'd kind of been like, doop, 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 doop. Nope, I know what I want.
Yeah.
And so when we came back, she knew where she wanted to go, went in and got it. And then we literally like walked right back to the boat.
Yep.
By the time we got back to our room and we're overlooking the port there, they were
Starting to move.
starting their music from the port, their goodbye music
Yep.
and their, from Jamaica. I loved Jamaica though. I loved it. It was so nice. It was so nice. And I liked the people in Jamaica.
Derek says, Sam, glad to hear you may join the Dice Tower again in some capacity. You were always my favorite contributor. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're still holding the line on that because they got to hit that stretch goal. But
all those guys are great.
yeah,
And gals are
they're all good.
fantastic people.
They're all great
so-
people. So I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting back to that, and it'll, it came at the right time, which is a cool thing as well. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Still got our fingers crossed, but we'll see how that turns out. I'm wondering if you've considered whether you will continue to say "see you on the flip side" when doing videos on the Dice Tower. You know I will. You know I will. Matter of fact, Tom has already given me the green light to say that I can proliferate my channel on those videos that I make for them as well. So it's not that big of a deal. Daniel Kramer says, yeah, only 64 away. Yeah, $64,000. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's more money than
But
I
when we
processed.
announced it,
You were at 300?
they were at 302.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like 80,000 away at that point. So
We'll see what happens, but I think it's a great opportunity for Sam.
Well, I think I think it's a great opportunity for me. I think I hope that I'll bring.
I think I have to sneeze. I'm warning everyone in advance. I think I have to
DEFCON 4 go.
But I said sneeze. If you say the word sneeze, you can't sneeze.
I disagree with that.
Once you say I have to sneeze, you can't sneeze.
I disagree with that.
Like you're like, oh man, I have to sneeze,
I'm
and
pretty
your body
sure,
goes, you
I'm
can't.
pretty
I don't think you
sure-
can.
No, I'm pretty
I think
sure.
it's a thing.
No, it's not. But as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by the possibility of a sneeze. DEFCON 3. Anyway,
I love that guy.
I hope that I can bring something valuable to the channel. That I don't want to just clog it up. I'd rather bring something new to the Dice Tower channel. So that's going to be something cool. And then on the other side of it, I've already kind of seen part of the benefit that I'm going to get from being part of it, because I've gotten almost. Let me see. I can pretty much tell you. Since the announcement earlier this week, I've gotten almost 300 new subscribers on the channel on the Flipside. So that's a cool thing. That's automatic benefit,
Sam and I were talking a while back, and I was thinking maybe, we should look for something part-time.
Mm-hmm.
But I was adamant about, I'm like, you're not stopping the channel.
Yeah.
You're not stopping the channel. I love watching you do what you do.
Right.
And that was important to us as a family to make that decision to say, this is not stopping.
Chris, always poking the bear, man. Listen to him. Hoping we'll blaze past that stretch goal so we can get to the good ones.
I'm sorry. That was kind of a cackle. Sorry, Chris.
How much time is left, and do you have the link for the fundraiser?
Yeah, do that.
I can get that.
Good idea.
Good idea. I think there's I want to say 7 days, maybe 6 days left, maybe a full week. Let me see here. Dice Tower Kickstarter room. Oh, what is that? Pink. What? It's going. It's going. So I'll copy that. Put it there. Oh, that's too much.
Can't you just click enter? It won't.
Well, let me see. It's too many words.
Okay, so share? Is there a share? I'm not techie, so I really don't know what I'm talking about.
It's at 316, 4,300 subscribers. 6 days to go. I was correct on that. Let's see here. Let me go to.
I don't know. This is totally
share.
Engaging content.
No, it's on Facebook though. But
why is work calling me on a Saturday?
Who knows?
Should I answer?
Sure.
Okay.
Maybe they need help.
Hello. It's okay.
The
wait,
link
turn off my microphone.
that I have got copied is maybe if I just put. Oh wait. Maybe if I just put this in there, it will take you to the right spot. Let me test it. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to open this, and I'm going to paste it, and let's see what happens. Bink. Yep, that takes you there. So I'll just put that in there because this one is too long. Bink, bink. There we go. 6 days ago, yes, just happened to be there. 6 days left, yes, yes, yes. Don't normally participate in stuff like this, but Sam is worth it. Thank you, Brian. You're the man, bro. But that Kickstarter right there should take you. I'm sorry, that link that I just put into the comments, the chat. Yep, link worked. Good. Thank you, Tom, for doing that for me, for confirming that. I appreciate it. So that will take you there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it works. Hopefully they not only smash that one, but like Chris said, many of the others that are behind it. There's they want to do some other things with the studio. They want to do some upgrades and expansions to the studio and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that's in those stretch goals that would go a long way in making a lot better content, I think. So not that they're not making good content right now. It's just that, improving is where they've always and where they are now looking to put their money. You know what I'm saying? They want to get better and better and better. So there's that. Nice. Thanks, Sam. I really do hope we hit that goal. It'll be great to see you in the channel again. Yep. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're super looking forward to that prospect. It'll help us out a lot, and I hope we can help the Dice Tower out some more too. We've always had a good relationship with those guys ever since I left. Tom.
They're all good people.
Yeah, they're all good people, and Tom's been a friend of mine since college, so that's not going to change.
Okay, guys, scoot over a bit so I can
get along well with everybody.
Thank you. Sorry. Okay.
There you go.
All back. All good. Luckily, it's not really a work thing, so I'm okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was more of a friend thing.
Not really, but it was. We have a TV at work that we can watch movies on for the kids.
Yeah.
And it's logged into somebody's Roku account.
Got it.
Well, when I went in and watched movies with my kids a couple of weeks ago, I logged into our Disney.
Oh.
And now she went to turn on her TV and is logged into my Disney. Because it's going through her Roku account.
Oh.
So she couldn't figure out how to unwatch my Disney shows. So clearly, super important information.
Will Miami Dice return? That was the best music and board gaming reviews. Okay, well, here's the thing, and this is kind of an explanation. Strider's like kicking at me. He says, "Papa, stop kicking me, Papa." So here's a little bit of a clarification. If this happens, I'm not moving back to Florida. I will be, in Tom's words, the Northwest Annex of the Dice Tower. Mike is the North Central Annex, I guess.
Mid-North?
Midwest, yeah, Annex of the Dice Tower. So that's pretty much what's happening. I'm not moving back to Florida, so I'll be making, like I said, if the stretch goal is reached, I'll be making one review a week. I'll be making a segment contribution for the Smorgasbord variety show. And then I'll also be doing one video series of my choosing, whatever it means to be. And I can have people on there with me or whatever. It's whatever I want to do. So it's basically 2.5 videos a week that I'll be doing with the channel. They'll pull me in for some Dice Tower events. I would imagine, I don't know for sure because we haven't really talked about it that much in detail other than the basic template that Tom proposed. I would imagine, some of the spectaculars, I'll be part of those, maybe. I don't know. The only thing that he's mentioned so far in our talks so far has been coming in for the Dice Tower retreat. So that's the general thing that's there. So I don't know that Miami Dice will come back because it's not a viable thing. Maybe if I'm down there for doing something, we'll make something like that. Maybe, I don't know. But it's kind of a free-form proposal at this point because we got to hit that stretch
first, and then we'll see what happens.
Yep, absolutely. Do you know if you'll be on top 10s again with Dice Tower? Again.
Don't know yet.
Not moving down there, so probably won't be there. Probably won't be as much as I used. Well, I will not be as much as I used to be. So no, but that doesn't mean that I won't do some stuff like that when the opportunity arises. Yeah. So there it is.
Yeah, sorry,
as I said
you're
on
not
text,
getting him back
if
in
you
Florida.
need any help, I did get that text, Brian. I know. And we will, that's one of the things I'm trying to think about what I can do.
Right. Well,
because I want to pull as many people in to collaborate with me on that second series as I can. So I got to put some thoughts together on what kind of series I can do that will allow me to do that.
We'll figure it all out as it goes on.
Figure it out. It could be top 5s. It could be, just coming up with I don't know. I got to put more thought into it, but
cool.
It'll work out. And yes, I got you in the back of my head, bro. Let's see. All right, so that was day 5.
I think so.
No,
then we had a day at sea.
That was day 5, and then day 6 was a day at sea, and I don't remember what we did that day. Oh,
we played a lot.
Well, we played.
You guys played. Daphne kind of putzed around, did some shopping.
Well, you played a game.
I played a game.
On one of those nights that you really enjoyed called Raising Robots.
Oh.
And by that, I mean she did not enjoy that game at all.
I can tell by my face. Tom, who's met me, Mike, who's met me. I don't really have a good face that lies. I didn't love that game. I didn't enjoy the experience as much as I usually do.
Neither did I.
I didn't. I also really love playing games where I feel it is stronger. Oh, thank you.
One God, 777, $5. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This is the player count, sir. That's the best player count for Blood Rage.
Blood Rage? 4. Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely. On the flip side, Tom may travel closer to Canada when he visits Sam.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, we are definitely
like
closer
that.
to Canada, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're much closer. Raising Robots, that experience was not my favorite because my favorite thing about playing games is the community and the connection and the conversations and the moments. I had none of that on that game, and
Racing Robots is very much, it's about as multiplayer solitaire as a game can get.
I didn't love it. And
because
it was a little, I don't know, it just wasn't my thing.
Yeah. Even
I know people that love this game.
Yeah.
And they love it for a reason. I just didn't love it.
No, I didn't like it either. It was super boring.
I don't think Mel enjoyed it.
Because it's actually more along
Mel
those
said she
lines.
would like it.
And Mel likes more interaction, but this was like the only interaction that you got was the center board where people put their pieces out for the different phases, and you can interact with. You can do those phases that other people are boosting, so to speak. That's the only interaction in the entire game. You run your own little program on your board.
It's hard because I had never played it before, and I was learning it. And so I still, it would have been helpful to see, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Because I don't even understand.
Chris literally just said what I said. He said it is pretty heads down, and I would further upon that say that it is only heads down.
Yeah.
Except for when you reveal which phases you activate. That's the only interaction in the entire game. The rest of the time, you're just trying to run your own little thing.
And I didn't understand it enough to run my own little thing, so I felt like I was here, and it was not.
I just felt like I was doing the same thing over and over and over
I didn't
and
love
over
that game.
and over
But
and over and over.
I love the ability that we were on a cruise boat and sitting in the windjammer
and then
with a beautiful view, and I mean, I love that. So I'm just going to focus on the positives of that.
Multiplayer solitaire is my main issue with most Euro games. There are a lot of Euro games that are out there that are not really, there's a lot of interaction in a number of different points on the game. Most of the time. Euro game does not mean multiplayer solitaire. But I totally understand what you're saying, and it is one of the biggest things about that as well, because sometimes Euro games tend to be closer to multiplayer solitaire than other games of conflict, and I think that's the main reason why is that a lot of Euro games stay away from conflict, interactive conflict at least. So, but I get it. Christy says, "Have you guys tried Fox Experiment?" No, we haven't.
No, but I saw a bunch of people playing that.
Yep. It's similarly heads down, but you get to draft the fox offspring each player makes each round. So you draft off.
So you're drafting. So then you get that.
Yeah, you get at least a phase in the game.
Right, where you have
where
some
you're
sort
interacting with people. Yeah, I get it.
I saw a bunch of people on the cruise playing that multiple times, and the art looked really neat. I know that's not a reason to play
it was
a game.
one of the top 10 games. I watched that.
Nice.
Video. It was one
looked
of the top 10 games that were played on the cruise.
There were a lot of people playing it. I didn't get to play it.
One God 777. Any news on when we can get the T-shirt? All right. Here's the thing.
We're ordering them.
The T-shirt. Are you wearing yours?
I'm wearing mine.
Yeah, cool. When we are next week. I'm going to try
next week we'll order
week
some.
to get them ordered, and then I have to update my Wix because I do have a Wix website that we can use for purchasing that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So once we get all that in, it is close.
It's closer.
It is close.
We'll get you some.
We have the ability. It's not really the exact. It's not really the exact way I wanted to do it, but we do have the ability to make a larger shirt order now.
Yes.
So it is coming, and it is coming soon, and I will be proliferating that news once it's available. Let's see here. Carcassonne with the Princess and Dragon expansion is vicious. It's been so long since I played that. I don't know. I haven't played Carcassonne in a long time. But the Princess and Dragon, yeah. Put that link somewhere, please. We will. The Wix site is not ready to go. It is a placeholder right now, nothing else. So I don't have that website public yet. But once we do make it public, it will be ready to go. Promise you. And yes, we will put that link in a number of different places. That's one thing that I'm probably going to do this time around that I didn't do. We still have a lot of the old ones available as well with the old logo, the nasty logo.
Stop. It was fine for what it was.
Yeah. Do you have any retro search with the original logo? I just answered that question. That's weird.
We
We're on the
clearly
same
do.
wavelength. Kabuki Kid is here. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Unfortunately, I need 4X. That's fine. I know that, and we're going to be ordering
A gamut of sizes.
the larger. We're gonna get the whole gamut. We'll have smalls all the way up to. I might even go to 5X because I know that,
We all have different bodies, man.
Yeah,
God
we all
made us
have
different ways.
bodies, so we got to do that. So
God made
yeah,
Dante a beanpole.
He was so excited that he got past the century mark for weight.
He weighs $104.
He weighs 104.
And he's 5
14
foot,
years old, and he's 5'7".
5'7".
5'7", 104 pounds. Dude could hide as a lamppost.
Aiden at one point on the cruise said, "What is with your knees? Why do they look like that?" And I said, "They just look like knees. But when you look at them, there's like sticks and then this big kneecap."
Knob.
You know?
Yeah.
So
That's what your bones look like. That's
yes,
why.
that's right.
TM Fee, Derek, One God, All, hello. Kabuki is everywhere. What's up? Yep, she is everywhere. She proliferates many channels.
She does.
Which is cool.
And we are grateful.
Then we had the final day.
Are you broken?
No, I was just reading. Brian says 104 pounds. That was so long ago.
Oh, so long ago.
Yep. I don't
I
think I was ever that light.
You
No, I was. I was definitely that light when I was a baby, but I've always been bigger. I've always been bigger, and I mean like chunkier. Even when I've always been a stocky kid. And I mean, there were times, when I was a little kid, I was skinny just like any other kid, but from late elementary on, I was always stocky. Football player, that kind of thing. Let's see, question, then we'll get back to the itinerary. Sam, if you could pull one game to play off the shelf behind you right now, which game would you pick to play?
That's a good question. Right now.
That one, Champions of Midgard. I want to play it again.
So you can.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, it's just the way it is. Playing it on the cruise, it reminded me how much I like the game, even though that game really sucked for me particularly. I remember all of the things that I love about it. So
Dante enjoyed it too.
yeah, that's the one I would probably pick to play right now. Maybe I think we're going to try to do a game later on today.
I'm up for that.
We might do Cafe.
let's see how the day goes. We got some things coming up. But
Truth.
Tonight, this evening, we have nothing, so we could play a game.
Truth. And it will be an evening game, so that is the thing.
Cafe would be fun. I feel like the last time we played cafe, first off, we were in an airport at a table at a restaurant in an airport, which is like maybe 2 by 2.
Oh, yeah.
It was a tiny table, and there were 3 of us, and we were trying to build our cafes.
It was basically a 4 by 2 playing service because we had 2 by 2 tables that were next to each other. And it was a little...
It was a little tight.
That was a little tight, but we still enjoyed playing the game.
I don't know why I yawned.
Still enjoyed playing the game, yeah. Are you going to Dice Tower West? Yes, I am. Are you going to Dice Tower West? That's what I want to know, Brian. Good choice, Derek says. Catch up on cafe finally. If we do play a game, which I'm pretty sure we will, because this will be something we can do. We'll play cafe this afternoon. Not this afternoon, this evening. So we didn't get to play it yesterday during the live stream because I wanted to play another game of Cobble and Fog, which somebody
was super fun.
Somebody reminded me yesterday I didn't play Jekyll correctly.
You didn't?
Yeah, every time I was Mr. Hyde and I maneuvered, I should have been losing a health. I don't know exactly how many times I did that.
I don't care.
I don't know if I did it 9 times.
You did it 9 times.
I did have 9 health left over.
You did.
So we'll see. But I did make that mistake. I knew that. I just forgot to do it during the game.
It's all good.
Champions is good, Chris says. I'm currently playing Lords of Waterdeep app right now. Cool to revisit a classic. Yep. Yes. Plus 2 of the kids and my daughter-in-law. That's cool.
We
go ahead.
Only sending Sam this year.
Yeah, we couldn't bring the whole family.
We had some family things coming up, and we couldn't bring everybody, so I'm staying home with the kids.
Yeah.
Sam's going.
Well,
but maybe next year.
We don't have to be cryptic about it. It's Aiden's... Dice Tower West fell on Aiden's week with his mom.
Yeah.
And he sleeps at our house every night, so somebody has to be here so that Aiden can have his time with his mom and he can come back and sleep at the house. So that's why I'm going by myself. So it's just one of those things. Life happens, and if we could bring the whole family, we would, but we just can't this time.
Not this time.
Last year it fell on our weeks.
Yeah,
so
it worked
wasn't
well.
a big deal. D&D is 50 unofficially because I think its birthday is really in February if you look at certain documents. Who looks at documents other than
who wrote this?
Kabuki Kid? But it apparently has been declared as being today. So happy birthday, D&D. Derek says, my most recent game played is Robot Quest Arena. Really good family deck builder. I've been talking to Derek Funkhauser about Robot Quest Arena. It's and so I'm hoping that pans out. We'll be able to get a copy of it because I've heard a lot of good things about it. Tom says, Chris, I've played that app a lot, talking about Lords of Waterdeep. Hey, the Strider Bupper's here. You want to say hi? Oh, I got to stretch first, Papa. Got to stretch. Come here. Come on, come say hi. Come here.
No, not today.
Yes, I'm going to. I'm going to pop up here. Oh.
He is that tall, by the way.
Hello.
He's literally that tall. He's as tall as me.
Yes, he's a big puppers. He's a big puppers.
I see you.
Hi. But anyway, okay, so day 6.
We got off the boat?
Yeah.
Or day 7, we got off the boat, technically.
No, day 6 is the Saturday.
Day 6 was a day at sea.
That's correct. And it ended with...
Dice Tower show.
Yeah, Dice Tower show. So
in the rain.
In the rain, yes. We actually had to delay it for 30 minutes.
Yes. I got there early to make sure we got seats before it was pushed back.
Under an overhang.
Under an overhang, because there's probably 30 seats that were under the overhang.
Yeah.
And I took 7 of them. So I was like, sorry, I want to watch this. My husband's up there, and I'm sitting undercover.
Yeah.
And then the rain stopped, and you guys did the show, and that was super fun.
Yeah.
I laughed.
I got
a lot.
I got
You
put on
cracked
a,
me up.
I got put on a team with it was me, Brian Drake, Wendy Yee, and Mike Delisio.
Oh my gosh.
That was a fun
You guys
team.
made me laugh so much.
It was a fun team.
And I was up there. I'm like, oh, this is what Sam's going to say. And Daphne says, you don't know. He's not going to say. Oh, he did say that.
What was it?
I think there were a couple of them. The Chris's I picked. And then there was the other one. Oh, on the Christmas songs, I said, he's going to say it just to be contrarian. He's going to say, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. It's going to be the number one. And Daphne says, he knows it's going to be number one. He's not going to say it. I'm like, no, he's going to say
me.
it. No.
We all were talking about it. We know what number one is.
We were laughing.
Yeah, we know what number one is.
And there were a couple other moments where I pegged what you were saying, and that made me happy. I loved the show. I thought it was super fun.
It was.
I loved seeing the interaction of everybody. I love seeing the audience kind of get involved, and I thought it was super fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. Very good time. We had a great time. I don't know if they recorded that one. I think they did.
I think they said they were recording all the things of the...
All the things, and they're going to release them later. I know Roy said something about that.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
They should be coming up on the channel later on.
And it was super fun. And then we traveled home the next day, and that took all day, literally. And then the next day, the Monday, we had a little bonus day, and we went to the Museum of Flight in Seattle.
Yeah,
which is a really spectacular museum.
Yeah, it is.
So good.
We only got to spend like a couple hours there, so we really didn't do...
We actually bought memberships while we were there because...
It was only going to be...
It was only $15 more.
Yep.
And we could bring our whole family plus guests.
Multiple times
for the rest of the year. So I was like, let's just plan on this. We had a great time. I really love that museum. It's a beautiful museum. It's gorgeous. One of the pictures I took, which was actually in the World War II exhibit.
Chris said Sam was our team's MVP. And we weren't on the same team as each other. I know, because I kept picking the right answer.
You guys were sitting over there, and you guys would be like, Sam's got it! Yeah. Cracked me up. It cracked me up. This was one of the quotes from the World War II exhibit, and it was about... no, this was in the World War I exhibit, about how these pilots end up battling each other.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the war, not many people are flying. So they would like tip their wings at each other and wave like, hey, there's another pilot. Hey, there's another pilot. And the quote was, it seems kind of silly and senseless. Deliberately killing someone you'd probably drink with and find a pretty decent chap under other circumstances.
Yep.
That was
very
my
similar
quote.
Very quote Shifty Powers on Band of Brothers.
Yeah,
the real guy.
Yeah,
said something very similar to that. That we might have been really good friends. We might have gone fishing together.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And that is one of the weird things about war is that
you could have similar interests and anyway, but we went to the Museum of Flight and then we had an appointment in Seattle and then we finally late Monday night got to come home.
Yeah. Doug up in Omax says Museum of Flight is one of my favorites. Been there half a dozen times or more.
Oh, it's so good.
From the pictures Tom said, it looked like a good museum. It is.
Really good museum.
Very good. And really that was just the tip of the iceberg. That was there was another whole entire wing on space.
Yeah, and we didn't even get to, we kind of like blitzed through some of the wings. So we didn't get to read everything. We didn't get to look at all the pictures. We didn't get to, it's a great museum.
Crazy that we went, Kabuki Kid says, crazy that we went from inventing airplanes to fighting a war with them in no time.
Within a very short time.
Yep.
Within a very short time. World War I started in 1914, and they think they had flights in the air at like 1915.
Sure.
That's crazy. Because the Wright brothers were, Kabuki will tell me when, but I swear it was like 1911 or something. Like,
I did remember reading something that the Wright brothers were given credit for being the first ones in flight, but the lion's share of the advancements that were made after the Wright brothers were done by the French.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's an interesting thing.
I thought it was super
but again,
interesting. Like these kids.
Yeah.
Sorry, but a lot of our soldiers are just basically babies. These kids flying these little biplanes.
It's literally called a wing, dude. It's not just. It wasn't just a pun. Chris said another wing in the Museum of Flight. Good one, Sam. For the first flight, which was only like 100 feet or so.
Yes,
That's correct.
yes.
1902 for the Wright brothers.
1902. So from 1902 to 1914, we had flights battling, like flying in
Airplanes,
with a
yeah.
machine gun strapped to them. Like this is
1903, Kabuki Kid said, uh-oh, we have some glass-pushing wars going on. The Brazilians claimed the first flight. Santos Dumont. It was in 1904.
Well, that would still be behind the other two that said 1902 and 1903.
Interesting.
What are you looking for, my love?
Where did Stranger go?
He's like over there.
Oh, okay. Santos
Yeah, so we got to go to the
Dumont.
Museum of Flight for just a very short time, but it was really nice.
Then we
and
took
then we went
took
to an
Dante
appointment.
to his doctor's appointment at Children's.
And we drove home.
And then we went home and...
Okay, wait. Let me clarify. You see Sam's coffee cup over there?
Yeah.
Sam likes his coffee in the morning.
Yes.
Somehow on Monday,
That
we
was-
had no
was a bad
coffee.
day.
No coffee.
Well, you usually
No
stay.
coffee
we
until
usually
4
stay in
p.m.
Holiday Inn Expresses because
We
they
do.
have a breakfast in the morning that's decent.
Yes.
It's good, so
Yes.
it saves us money.
Yep.
But
Their oven was
apparently, this
broken.
IHG is having problems with their kitchen, and they're continuing. This is the second time in 2 months
Third time. November, January, and January.
that they did not have breakfast.
That was
So
super annoying.
we made a complaint about that because it's one of the reasons why we aren't those people.
No.
We don't go
I don't like
looking
to do
for
that.
things
I'm
to
not that
complain about.
person.
But when you specifically book a hotel to try and save money,
Because of the fact we have a
because of
family
the fact
five.
that you have a family of 5 and you need breakfast in the morning,
Right.
and you're not able to
This
do that.
was the argument. Did I tell you the best argument they gave me? We don't need to comp or, settle anything from you because it's a complimentary service. So if it's not there, it's not a big deal.
It's not
I
something
said,
you've paid for.
are my pillows complimentary? Because if I didn't have pillows, I'd complain.
Yeah, that's true.
Are the blankets complimentary? Like, where does this go? I don't know. I wasn't spicy. I wasn't. I was very nice.
Kabuki is right. 1903. There used to be a World War II museum in Everett, Doug says, with Paul Allen's collection of planes, tanks, and vehicles. Anyone know if it ever reopened? I do not know.
Yes. It actually got bought, not by the Museum of Flight, but there's another flight museum up there, and it's called... it's right on Boeing. It's Boeing's museum. But the airplanes and all the things he had became part of that collection. And it's not called Museum of Flight, but it's Flight Museum or something. I don't know.
Just switch
I
it.
don't know.
Good.
But it's the one where you can take the Boeing tours.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I would love to take you on that one so you can see the Boeing plant. It's really neat.
I think Orville Wright lived long enough to see a plane be used to drop a bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Oh, that hurt my heart.
Yeah.
Oof.
Not unlike Oppenheimer, right?
Dang. That was stabby.
What kind of ghosts must you live with to know that something you created caused that much destruction?
I get fearful of the ghosts I'm going to have if one of the kids I teach preschool ends up being a jerk.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just say jerk because there could be
Yeah.
worse things. I have fears of that. What if one of these kids I'm teaching ends up being
Yeah.
a Jeffrey Dahmer?
Did you have a chance to play
you know?
Septima? No, I have not. So I can't answer your second question. Let's see here. It was amazing. Sam would love it. Talking about that
game?
World War II museum in Everett with Paul Allen's collection. So there you have it. Let's see. So that was day 8, and then day...
Then we
No,
came
that
home.
was
No,
day... That was day. See, day 7 was getting off
Cruise.
the plane.
Right.
Day 8 was
hospital and flight.
Yeah.
And then day 9 we were home.
Yeah.
Although that's not really true because we left. We had more days. Like you're counting 7 days of the cruise, but we also had a day in Fort Lauderdale. You know, like a day of travel. So we did eventually make it home. That was the key.
Let's see. I can actually look on. No, the day at the museum of flight was actually day 9 from when we left. So it's 1 day of travel before the cruise.
Then 7.
And then another day
At the
after the
end.
cruise.
Yeah.
So it's 9 days altogether.
I can't quit smiling. It was a great
It
vacation.
was. It was.
It was a great
super good
vacation.
vacation.
It was so amazing.
Very nice.
My favorite moments were the fact that we intentionally didn't buy the kids an internet package.
Yep.
We didn't. And guess what?
Yeah.
They sat and chatted at dinner.
They were super expensive. Internet packages are expensive. They're like $30 a day per person.
Right. Well, we already had a drink package at $30 a day per person.
I know. So the drink package was like something you keep your kids hydrated. That's something that we do. But internet package at $30 a day per person, $150 a day. Nope, not doing it.
I loved the fact that we connected at breakfast every morning. We sat and talked. We went on these adventures as a family. It was great. It was great.
Ooh,
I'm that cheesy.
Orville Wright even lived long enough to see Chuck Yeager break the sound barrier in an airplane.
Wow, now that made my heart happy. That was a much better one.
Tillamook has a nice air museum, but the cheese curd and the dairy wins out if you have limited time.
Tillamook cheese at the Tillamook, Oregon coast. Oh, can't beat it.
I'm down. Let's go.
All right.
How
You
is
saying we can go to
Strider's
the Oregon
infection?
coast? We can go to the Oregon coast? Is that what you're saying? Did you just say that?
No.
I'm ready to book. Let's go.
No.
We can go in March again.
We have questions. Shush. How is Strider's infection? His eye infection is doing fine.
He's just a pussy.
He still has a little bit of a thing on his tail because here's the thing. Strider is such a tail wagger. And when he was at the kennel, he would wag his tail so much that it literally wore the hair off the tip of his tail off. And it's...
and it made a little bloody
yeah,
because he was like...
So he's currently struggling with that right now. But that's the only thing that he brought. His eye infection is fine. Eye drops doing their job? Yes, they are. Yes, they did. Did you have a favorite food choice on the cruise? Derek says. Derek asks. Mine was the New York strip.
I think you love
because I'm a high protein diet, so New York strip is like protein bomb, and so that was probably my favorite thing.
I know this sounds weird, but I really loved the fact that the buffet in the morning, the avocado toast was different every day because I love avocado toast, and that was kind of neat. But I loved the dinners. Come on, the dinners were
You're such a millennial. I want my avocado toast.
Okay, that's kind of a new thing. I haven't wanted avocado toast ever before, but it's kind of a new phase that I'm in.
Brian says, I want to do a transatlantic or a trans-Pacific cruise.
Oh.
Just to make myself disconnect for a couple weeks.
Right. There's something about that. I mean, you can also take an Amtrak across the country. They have no internet. So...
They also have a thrilling ride called The Shower.
So...
You have to literally strap yourself in.
You wouldn't have as much problems now.
I probably wouldn't. But, we'll see.
I would not want to do a transatlantic or a trans-Pacific.
The smoked salmon at breakfast, Chris says.
Oh, yes, that was
Each day is
good.
great. I'm spoiled.
That was delicious.
I'm not a huge salmon fan. Especially if it's like smoked salmon and for breakfast. To me, and I know, you can eat whatever you want for breakfast, blah, blah, blah.
He wants
but for
breakfast
me,
foods
personally,
to be breakfast.
I want breakfast food to be breakfast food. I don't mind eating breakfast foods for lunch and for dinner.
So you're saying you didn't have any of the fried rice for breakfast that they had every day?
No, I don't think I
know
did.
you did. I know
No,
you
I
didn't.
didn't, because first of all, carb bomb. Second of all, no. So,
Just no.
so I mean, smoked salmon is good. It's just when I wake up in the morning, I don't necessarily want. I don't want smoked salmon. I want something else. But to each their
No,
own.
the food was great on the cruise. I was super
I
thrilled.
love cold smoked salmon. See, that's it. I don't like cold salmon. I'll eat cold shrimp all day long and twice on Sunday, especially if it has some particularly horseradishy cocktail sauce with it.
Pass.
But just salmon, nah. I mean, I'll eat braised salmon or grilled salmon, but smoked salmon that's cold just does not do it for me.
That's good.
Salmon is my thing, but yeah, people love that. That is one of my mom's favorites. Lox, L-O-X?
LOX. That's what smoked salmon. Lox and capers on a bagel with cream cheese.
You guys are too fancy. Brian says, okay, I'm going to go try and get more sleep. Kim gave me the plague, and it sucks.
Oh, yeah, there's some yuck going around.
Go get some rest, brother. Be well. Crush that plague. I just got over being sick myself. Kabuki Kid says, not fun. Lox is the best. I can't agree with that. I apologize.
Yeah, there's some yuck going around. Take your vitamins. Stay healthy. Drink lemon water.
Can you send that question to Mel, please?
Okay.
What else have we got going on? Well, I just finished a preview video for Philharmonics, so you can be looking out for that soon-ish. I have submitted it to the publisher, Arcona Games, and I'm just waiting to hear back from them on when I can make it live. I believe their Kickstarter is scheduled currently. I don't know if they're going to have to reschedule it or whatever, but currently it's scheduled for February 13th. So you can watch that video soon. I also finished a segment for Our Family Plays Games Voices podcast or a variety show. That's going to be, I don't know when that's going to be released, but I had that posted and given to them. So be on the lookout for that. If you don't watch OFPG's or OFPG's, I shouldn't say Jesus because that's not correct, but OFPG's channel, you should. Mick and Starla are a great couple, great content creators, and they have a lot of good people making stuff for them and with them. So
And good people.
check them out.
We like good people.
Yeah, they're cool. A
This
gateway
was the
gamer
other
runs
thing I
through
want to
Barry's here.
interject. This is the other thing I want to interject on the cruise that
Okay,
I
go
loved
ahead.
about.
Go ahead.
I told Sam I'm so grateful we get to go on vacations where I meet so many nice people.
Yeah. Yep. Nice people.
And that means everything to me.
Somebody asked earlier, is this the first time that you had met Tom and the Dice Tower crew in person? No, it's not. She's been to Dice Tower West before, and she got to meet all of them there.
And I met, I think, Tom the first time when we went to Gen Con when you were at Mythic.
Yeah. Yeah,
I got
and
to meet
they
him.
were
and
just
we
right
went
around the
out
corner.
to dinner. We went out to dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to go there. We went out to the Italian place with the statue in the middle of our table.
The Pope.
The Pope. The
Pope
Pope was at our
room.
table. Yes, that's
The
where
Pope
we went.
room. A bust of the Pope, not the whole Pope.
Yes, right?
Just a bust of the Pope.
I got to meet the Dice Tower
He was
crew
on a
there.
lazy Susan, and we were,
like spinning
as people
around
were
the
gorging
table.
themselves on food, we were like turning it to look at people. And
Chris was there.
Pope
Tom
judges
was
you,
there.
yeah.
Roy was there. I got
Z.
to meet Z was there. I got to meet a lot of the crew, and that was my first introduction. But then I met him again at Dice Tower West and on the cruise again.
Let's see. Have you played Rebellion with the expansion? Yes, I have. Made me think of the game. Yes, I have played. Matter of fact, I think I did a review of the expansion on the Dice Tower. So yeah, Rebellion is Star Wars in a box. Period. End of discussion. And the cool thing about the expansion is that it pulls in the Rogue One characters, which really tie into episodes 4, 5, and 6. Well, specifically the beginning of episode 4. So that was a cool expansion for that game. So that's really cool. Full color bust of the Pope was the weirdest dinner companion ever.
Right?
Totally agree.
Chris, I remember Sam was like spinning it. Everyone, I was laughing.
Well, I wasn't spinning it. Other people were, but I just thought it was hilarious.
It was.
It's hilarious, man. People are actively engaging in gluttony and having the Pope stare at them. That's just amazing.
That was funny.
What was your favorite meal on the boat? Barry asks.
We loved the dinner.
For me, it was the dinners.
Dinners were great.
The dinners were great.
Once again, for me, my whole family's there.
Yeah.
The 7 people in my Wenatchee's family
Yep.
were there. We're all sitting around a table enjoying each other's company with great food. So I have nothing to complain about that.
Chris asks, you guys interested in Dune War for Arrakis by Simon? I don't know. I backed it all in. I kind of think I am. And I saw that somebody already got their copy and it wasn't me. So yeah, I'm kind of waiting for it. I know. You're probably going to follow with, Dice Terror already got theirs.
What was that?
Yeah, you heard me.
Really? That's
Yeah,
where
you
we're
heard
going.
me. Yeah, that's where we're going. Because I'm a little spicy about that. I've been waiting for Dune War for Arrakis I probably wasn't a day one backer, but I was probably pretty close to it. I've been waiting for that game for a long time now. And
When is it coming?
somebody posted on Facebook,
That
I
they
think
got theirs.
yesterday, with their, I don't know if it was, they're probably a influencer or a content creator. They know somebody or whatever, but I think they got it. I don't think they've started fulfillment yet, but it's soon. It's coming very soon. So yeah, spicy. I didn't even mean that. Yeah, Kabuki Kid.
What did you mean?
Dune. The spice melange. The spice must flow. I said I was spicy about it.
Dune's a sleeper movie, so I don't know.
You be quiet.
I don't know nothing about Dune.
Yeah, my friend got his copy the other day. I'm psyched to try it. Chris did hit a sore spot, yes. How do you see the future of board game crowdfunding? Where do you think it is going?
No idea.
Wow. I think, okay, this is what I think. I think crowdfunding for board games is now being used as like a, it's not being used the way it was intended to be used. Crowdfunding was for smaller independent publishers that are trying to get their project off the ground without having to go through the publishers. But now it seems like the bigger publishers are crowding that field, and they're just using it as like a P500 system. P500 is like prepaid 500 copies.
Oh.
Once you get up to 500 copies ordered, boom, now you can hit the publish because now you have enough money.
Okay.
That's usually, that might be an inaccurate statement, but that's my take on it. I guess that's my interpretation of it. So you basically put it up for pre-order, and once you get 500 orders, now you have enough money to make the game, whatever it is. So it's like a glorified P500 now. And that's just not the way Kickstarter is supposed to be. It's supposed to be for little people, I don't mean it that way, little publishers, to make a game, to get their dream, their heart project, their passion project off the ground. And now everybody's throwing money at these big companies that have all of the miniatures and all of the nice components and all of the inserts, you know, the game trays inserts and all this other kind of stuff. And it's production, but it's not what it was supposed to be. And I'm not necessarily saying that all of that other stuff is bad. It's just not what it was intended to be. It's not why crowdfunding, and I'm sure Kickstarter is just laughing all the way to the bank because they're getting 10 to 12% on all of these projects that are making millions of dollars. And they're like, bring it.
I have a question, but I don't know how. Are there publishers that are making games what I would consider the old-fashioned way, like just making a game, not crowdfunding it?
Yes. Yeah.
There are people. I'm trying to think in the past, before we had these crowdfunding options, publishers would make games. They would sell them. Some of these games are old. Before crowdfunding had happened, these games were made and sold. Mm-hmm. Right?
Correct. Yes.
So there have been games that have been made and sold before the crowdfunding days.
Not every publisher uses Kickstarter.
Right.
Not every publisher uses Kickstarter. And some other comments that are here. Yeah, it became mostly a pre-order system for bigger companies. That is correct. But the little guys are still in the mix too. Yes, but it's harder to find them because you have all of these other bigger projects that are there. And that's part of you have people that don't necessarily need to use Kickstarter that are using Kickstarter.
And then that takes away
from the people who need Kickstarter.
Right.
To get their project off the ground. And Kabuki said, yeah, I like the P500 system as well. It's being misused and unfair for smaller publishers and designers. I would agree with that statement. It's being misused by larger companies that don't necessarily need to use it, but they're basically just getting your money earlier than they would. Instead of, like you're saying, making the game, putting it into retail, and then getting the money. So it's kind of flipping the process on its head for the bigger companies. And it's making it harder for the smaller publishers to get in there because why back a company? I don't know.
Well, we don't want to.
Yeah. I don't want to get too deep into that.
Plus,
because
we are counting on a Kickstarter right now.
Huh?
We are counting on a Kickstarter right now.
Right, but I mean that's a little bit. That's closer to the original idea of what Kickstarter was supposed to be than a company that is going to be a lot of these companies you guys are waiting for, which I've heard you say names of, or this game or that game or something. Yeah.
It's made by this publisher or that publisher, but I feel like some of those publishers already have like games out.
Yeah.
So I feel like, well, can't they make a game?
Right.
I don't know. I'm not a game publisher, so please don't think I'm judging them. I just wonder.
David says, I'm fine with big companies using Kickstarter as a pre-order system, but Kickstarters really need to ship on time. Yeah, and that's where Kickstarter really gets most of its problems from, is that not all companies. Some companies do their job, Game Toppers. Berkey is very, very much of the mind where we're going to deliver on time. And he actually is beginning to deliver his Kickstarter ahead of time because he did the work and got all of his ducks in a row on the front end of things. So not all companies deliver late, but it's almost like people are starting to expect your Kickstarters to deliver late, and that's not cool. My favorite Kickstarter, Kabuki Kid said, experience is still Zaya, and that was truly one man's vision and his want to release a game. Can't wait for his Cody Miller's Aridia game coming out this year, and I know Sam loved Zaya. I did not. But there's a smiley face.
I know, I got you.
There was a lot of Zaya hype at one time. There is, and I think it was misplaced. But there you go. Kickstarter is made for people like Berkey. That is correct. People that have a passion, have a lot, and I mean a lot of integrity, and is very serious about doing what he says he's going to do. Very much so. Barry asks, I don't like the hype you have to navigate through to get a feel for the game. And that's part of it, right? On Kickstarter, Kickstarter has turned into, look at all the stuff I want to give you. they put all the flashy stuff right in front of you. This is the stuff you're going to get. And then you have to scroll. Now I can actually look at what the game is. I can look at how the game plays. Oh, they have a little singular link for the rule book, so I can read the rule book for myself. But you have to scroll through all of this stuff.
I mean, this is a world I don't know.
No.
So how many games try to get funded through crowdsources?
I have no idea. I don't have that data.
I mean, is it most games?
I wouldn't even go that far. Realize there's like last year we know this, at least on Board Game Geek, using
right.
48 pages, 100
of
titles
new games,
of new games last year. I can't say that most of those were Kickstarters because I don't have that. Maybe Kabuki Kid can look it up real quick, but because I'm sure it's information you could find, but I've never gone and found that information.
I was just curious. I don't know. I mean, that's a world I don't have a concept on, so I just don't understand it.
Is there a possibility we could see you design a game and run a crowdfunding campaign anytime soon? No. Absolutely not. I can't even see myself designing a game. Don't get me wrong. I have kicked around a couple of ideas in my head over the years, and I've lost them probably through moving and all this other kind of stuff. Because when I say I've put down some ideas, I've literally jotted down with a pen and a piece of paper some ideas, and they're in some notebook somewhere that I don't know even exists anymore. But designing a game and running a crowdfunding campaign, no, I don't think so. That's not in the cards. I'm not saying it'll never happen, but the cards I have currently in my hand are plenty. I'm not getting any more cards right now. So that's not in the hand right now. The preying on FOMO is the most aggravating part. Yep, I agree.
For Kickstarter or crowdfunding things.
FOMO, fear of
missing out. If you miss this, if you don't get this.
You're not going to get it. It's Kickstarter exclusive. Even when I was working with companies that were doing Kickstarters, I seriously dislike doing Kickstarter exclusives. I don't like that concept of I'm going to give you something now that you'll never be able to get later on unless you order it directly from us because we're going to intentionally make more so that you have to pay extra money for it later. I never liked doing that. Never. I would rather just... I even don't really like stretch goals that much. And
except
I know
for our current one.
don't get me wrong, but it's one of those things where I get why stretch goals are important.
I see stretch goals more,
but no, what I mean by that is that I don't like exclusive content that we were planning on putting in the game anyway.
Yes.
And we just want to get more money out of it, And so I don't know.
And I guess the other question is how many, and let's say if you were a company, and I'm only asking because I don't know. If you're a company and you're doing crowdfunding for a game and you have like goals or exclusives or things, if you don't meet those goals, you don't produce those items? Is that what the...
Generally speaking, yes, but that's part of what I don't like about stretch goals is because when you set certain kinds of stretch goals, I'll put it that, those kinds of stretch goals, when you say we're going to add in this miniature or this group of miniatures if we make this mark, but the company was really planning on including those anyway as part of the base game, or it's something that makes the base game better that you should just include in the base game instead of making it a stretch goal and making it seem like, oh, you're not going to get this. Yeah, you kind of are, or the game's not going to be complete.
Interesting.
That's the kind of stretch goals that I don't like.
I don't know enough about that information.
And it's
like
a lot of companies will do that. They'll do this miniature or they'll do this faction or whatever. I'm like, just offer it as not a stretch goal, just it's an expansion.
The whole game, the expansion.
Or put it in the, I don't know. I don't know that info either. Yeah, I'd have to research it, I guess. Yeah, and I would have to as well.
We don't want you to research
Derek
it. I was
says
just making
Police
conversation.
Precinct had a lot of hype too, but is it really any good? Never heard about it anymore. Well, there are a ton of games that you don't hear about anymore. Does that mean that if you don't hear about them, they're not good? No. Was Police Precinct good? I think it was. I didn't get as much of the hype for it as other people did. Are you okay over there?
I need to stretch.
Okay.
I'm okay. I just needed to wiggle.
Is it as good as everybody else says it? I don't know. I enjoyed it. I think it was a good game. I think it was a cool game that used its theme well, where you're police trying to quell different crimes that are being. I like that. I think it's a cool game idea. But there you have it. I much prefer when an exclusive on Kickstarter is a timed exclusive. Yeah, maybe. Fee says, I don't buy games from crowdfunding partly because of where I live and partly because I don't want to wait that long. Yeah,
I mean, that's a valid point, too.
I mean, I don't think Kickstarter backers are investors, but I get where it feels
Right.
You're an investor because you're putting money into it and you may or may not get a reward from it. So I get it. I do not think Kickstarter backers should view themselves as investors, but I get that the trap is there to make you feel that way. Kickstarters that don't give a lot free are stamped as bad Kickstarters and don't get a lot of traction, while it could be a very good product. That is correct.
Interesting.
That is correct. If you don't get a lot of stretch goals that are being met and reached and all that kind of stuff, you are basically told this is not a good Kickstarter. You should stay away from it. And nothing is free. Nothing is free. Somebody has to pay for it. Somebody is bearing the weight of that product, wherever it might be. Nothing is free. So, yeah, when you say that, when you tell a backer that they're getting this for free, that's kind of, in a manner of speaking, that's not true. They are going to be paying for that thing. Ultimately, there's nothing free. To be fair, even non-Kickstarters go out of print, so you should probably buy 2 of everything now. Oh, gee whiz, David.
There you go. Now we're talking.
Police Precinct used to be in Tom's top 100. Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. When new games come out, that game mechanisms are continuing to improve as more focus is being put on game design and all that kind of stuff. New mechanisms come out and they are more fun. So just because a game was hyped up and really good, 10, 15 years ago, it doesn't mean that it's going to be as good. It doesn't mean that you won't enjoy it, but it might not be as good as it was back then, because back then there was less design going on. Or at least, maybe not less design, that's not the right way to say it. A lesser kind of design is going on, I guess. I don't know. Stretch goals that appear at uneven intervals, Chris Yee says, that seem based on final funding trajectory are so odd to me. Simon absolutely does that. New figure in $500. Funding is going up. Next figure at $2,000. Yeah.
So it feels like there's no consistency between the goals.
Well, yeah, because if you get a new figure in $500 now,
right,
and then you're going to get another figure in $2,000,
right,
what makes that figure
so much more? Like, why would that?
More valuable than this one? It doesn't make sense. He's right. If you run a Kickstarter, you have to play the game in a lot of ways. Yeah, and that's probably why I won't ever run a Kickstarter, because I don't like playing that game.
I don't know that we would do that.
Yeah, I don't like playing that game.
Plus, I get too stressed.
Sam, do you still enjoy Francis Drake? I haven't played Francis Drake in forever. I bought that based on your reviews from you and Tom. I enjoyed it a lot, but it has problems at lower player counts. And that's what you're going to run into more often than not. You know, you'll have a game that's designed for a set number, and then they'll give you rules to be able to play that game that was designed for, let's just say, 4.
Right.
You can play the game with 3 and 2.
But here's your modified rules.
But here's your modified rules, and it may or may not be as good as it was with 4-player. Or if you go higher, you can play with 5, but may not be your cup of tea if you do. So yeah, that's a lot of different games do that. But Francis Drake has that mechanism that I really enjoy, that you can go as far around that action choice thing. I can't remember exactly what they called it, but you can go as far around as you want, but you're passing things and you won't be able to go back to until you go around the horn again.
Oh, okay.
So I really like that mechanism, and I like that I think it has a unique theme as well. There's a lot of exploration games out there and all that kind of nautical themed games, but Francis Drake was a cool, unique theme back then. So I did enjoy that game. So I stand by that review, and good on you for purchasing it, but I haven't played it in a long time. I think we've pretty much hit most of all of the different things that we are talking about. Don't think I've missed anything. But yeah, 11:02, it's been 2 hours. Unfortunately, it seems there is no variant for smaller player counts on Francis. Seems they didn't think of one.
That's a bummer.
Well, I mean, yeah, not all games need a variant for smaller players. You just use the base game and you play it with as many players as you can. So it's not always going to happen, but that's unfortunate that it doesn't play as well. But that's not unheard of. Games that are usually designed for around 4 or 5 people. And if you stray away from those player counts that they were designed to be used in, you're going to see a difference.
True.
But that's it. We've been here for about 2 hours. Let's go into our lightning round. Lightning round is where you have to give us a this or this, and we have to answer the question with either this or this, or we have a third more viable choice that we think is better than the 2 options that you've given us. And we'll have that lightning round right now for about 5 to 10 minutes. That's usually what we do. Sometimes it goes longer than that because
Depends
we get
on what
caught
we're
up.
talking about.
Yep.
Sometimes I have to reel Sam back in.
We don't have any unboxings that we can do.
We don't have anything right now.
But it'll be fine. I mean, I'm looking at one game right now that still has the cellophane on it.
We
but
do get to have some things coming up in the next couple of weeks. We have a game night at Steamers West on February 9th.
February 9th.
As a
5 to 9 o'clock.
community event here in Wenatchee.
That is
So
correct.
if you are in Washington, or specifically the Wenatchee Valley, and would like to join us, you're welcome to come February 9th from 5 to 9.
Frankly, if you're in Washington State,
You should be coming.
you could come here.
We're 3 hours
Because
away.
we're 3 hours away. We have plenty of hotels in the area.
And good food.
And we've got a lot of good places to eat. Steamers West is one of them. So there's...
So that's coming up on February 9th.
Yep, February 9th.
And then February 11th,
Yep.
which is actually Super Bowl Sunday, which we found out. But February 11th, we are hosting a season ticket holder event at the Wenatchee Wild, which is our local hockey team.
Mm-hmm.
And we are doing a family game day. And we have prizes galore for
Yep.
that. So that is super exciting.
It's been very cool.
So those are coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Yep,
Just wanted to make sure I put that out there.
absolutely. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate it.
Got to keep some.
Got to keep me on board. Let's see here. Lightning round.
Lightning round.
If I asked you to pick a favorite game designer of all time off the top of your head, who would it be?
I wouldn't have a clue.
Ooh, my dear. My favorite game is Eric Lang. That's Blood Rage. So just going off of that, off the top of my head, it would probably be Eric Lang since he designed my favorite game. Doesn't necessarily mean that Richard Borg is also a very Memoir 44, Battle Cry, Commands and Colors. Those are all him. So it'd probably be one of those two.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Every time I see a new game with a rondel mechanism, it reminds me I need to play Sealand again. Kelte is a rondel game, and that's one that I've really enjoyed recently.
Oh,
so
that
you
was
should
a
check
fun
that
one.
out. New York strip or ribeye?
Both? No, but New York strip.
Yeah, me too. Vikings or Pirates?
Well, we know what your answer is.
Do you?
Yes, I will. I don't know. I would go either one, but I would probably go Vikings because I support Sam.
Vikings.
And Pirates
Why
can
bother
be kinda
asking,
creepy.
David Brownlee says.
Yeah, why? Why'd you even? Why would you?
Barry asks, SOS or biscuits and gravy?
Sam's going to go biscuits and gravy.
What is SOS?
You know, I serve SOS all the time, and I just call it SOS.
What is it?
Stuff.
Same old...
No, stuff on a shingle. It's a piece of bread. It's bread.
I'm pretty sure it's not stuff.
No, it's not stuff, but I'm not saying anything else. I think the army term. It's an army term, SOS.
Scheiße und Shingle.
Yes.
Ah.
I don't think you can say
So
that
it's a
either.
piece of bread on something else?
No, it's a piece of bread on the bottom and then stuff and gravy and stuff on the top. It's like
So
an
it's
open-faced
basically like
sandwich.
biscuits and gravy.
It's like biscuits and gravy, except it could be anything.
I'm going to go with
It
biscuits
could be
and gravy.
chicken. It could be gravy. It could be... I would go with biscuits
Now I
and
want to
gravy
know
too.
how to say shingle in German so I can complete that.
I don't think you should say the first
Probably
word in
won't.
German because it's
I
still a cuss
won't,
word.
I won't. But you don't know.
It's a cuss word.
Nobody
You know-
knew
they
until
knew,
you said
they
it.
Knew.
It's
Oh,
your
they
fault.
knew.
It's your
They
fault.
knew. So you cussed on your
I-
own channel.
But it wasn't in English, so it doesn't count.
So Robin Williams couldn't cuss. So don't...
The man kept him down. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Bacon and eggs or pancakes?
bacon
or
and eggs.
give me all.
Yes, maybe all. But I like bacon and eggs lately.
Yeah, I can't eat pancakes anymore. Well, I can, but they're a ton of carbs, and then I wouldn't be able to eat any more carbs for the rest of the day. So bacon and eggs is where I'll go.
I
'cause that's all
introduced the
protein.
kids, the work kids, my preschool kids, to a song that was by Racist Monkey, who's
See ya, Kabuki.
I think one of the, from the band, the Grunge Band Presidents of the United States. They started a kids band, Racist Monkey. Anyway, they have this song called Flapjacks.
Who?
Shut up. Don't
Cares.
even say it. And it's about pancakes, and I taught it to the kids, and they love that song, and it makes me, so pancakes. I love
Hockey
that.
or baseball?
Hockey.
Yes, absolutely hockey. I like baseball, but the comparison of the two, in
Baseball's
comparison,
slow.
baseball is boring compared to hockey, in my opinion.
Hockey.
So there you go, hockey. Movies or TV series?
We answer this every time, and every time I switch my answers, I don't know. Movies.
I like TV series, but I also like movies. I think I might like TV series more because you get more
into
character
depth, yeah.
progression. And with movies, you just basically have to take some things for granted.
Yes.
And you don't see why things are the way they are, which is
Yes.
why I also like trilogies
Yes.
and series of movies, because you see that character progression over a longer span rather than just the 2.5 hours. So I probably enjoy TV series more for that reason than I do movies, but I really like movies too.
We would go either way.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Favorite variant of Love Letter? 0. None of them. I don't like Love Letter. I think it's a silly little game.
I don't know it.
Star Wars or Lord of the Rings? That's
Both
a hard
are great.
pick.
Both are great.
That's a hard pick. I'm going to have to go, if we include the
Hobbit.
The Hobbit and all of those movies, The Hobbit and the ones that followed after it, that trilogy and the original, if we include all of those, I think all of those together are better than, cinematically speaking,
Yes,
than
for sure.
all of the Star Wars taken together.
For sure.
So in that respect, I think I'll go with Lord of the Rings, but I
don't know.
really enjoy Star Wars.
I don't know. Those are very hard, but I think I'm going to go with Lord of the Rings. I don't think I've even watched all of the Star Wars. So.
Chris, running a marathon or filing taxes?
Oh, great choices.
Filing taxes because we have an accountant that does it for us.
Yeah, let's do that.
Two-player
you,
game,
Chris?
Star
Have you
Wars
run a
Rebellion
marathon?
or Memoir 44?
Which one? Remember?
Star Wars Rebellion or Memoir 44?
Well, I don't know Star Wars Rebellion, so my answer would be Memoir.
I think Star Wars Rebellion is a little bit too much.
That would break me.
Probably be too much for you, but never know.
It would probably break me.
Just picked up Tamashi. Your quick opinion. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the cyberpunky feel of it. And I really like that grid where you have to fire off the different things to do your actions, your stronger actions. I like the concept of the game as well. You're kind of cyber hopping through different people. I like that idea. So I think it's a cool thing. I've never heard of SOS, but it sounds Norwegian. Definitely not Norwegian.
I mean, it's literally
I think that is tried and
some
true
sort of bread,
American,
some sort of meat, some sort of
America
slop on top.
Yep.
I think you could call it slop on a shingle.
Derek, I'm never answering this. Tom or Z?
Both. They're
never
good people.
answering. They're both good dudes. Chris or Wendy?
Both
not going to ask
people.
that either. Both good dudes. People.
I said people.
Yeah, people. Badminton or curling? I've never tried curling. I would love to try. If Eric were here, he would probably definitely say curling. I think Eric Summer is actually a curler.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
He actually does that.
I think I would say badminton.
Badminton, the birdies piss me off. I don't like how they fly. I think it's a waste of time.
I would go badminton.
You smack the crap out of those birdies, and they fly 3 feet. It's like, come on. No. Cutting to the core there. Oof. At Derek, Chris, or Wendy.
Yeah, right.
LOL. Game TI3 or TI4? I'm gonna go
Neither.
with 4. I like 4. I liked how it streamlined the system, made it a little bit more better to play. David Brownlee. Okay, I'm going to count that as a Hobbit love letter over Jabba's palace. Oh my goodness! Don't get me started, dude. I have my accountant run my marathons for me.
Yeah. Yeah,
amazing.
that's good. That was good. That was good.
All right. Well, that is about 10 minutes of a lightning round. So we're going to end it there. Thank you for joining us, everyone. We appreciate it. We have a lot of other things that we need to get to doing now. So we're going to get to those things. And I'm going to go ahead and schedule cafe for later on tonight.
Let's do that.
And we'll hopefully be able to do that. If I have to cancel because other things have gone awry or awry,
I'm kind of waiting for some text to find out if
we'll
things are
see
weird.
what happens. But be on the lookout for cafe live stream later on this evening. If we can put that together. We meant to do it yesterday, but we just didn't get to it. So we're
we'll try today.
gonna make up for it today, and we'll see you guys and gals on the flip side.
Bye, you guys.
Take care. Just stumbled upon your channel. Been wondering where you were. I've been right here, bro.
He's right
Mario
here.
1-Up. Thanks for joining us. Glad you made your way
Mario.
here. Thanks for being here, buddy. Looking forward to more of your videos. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
I'm glad you found us.
Let's see here. Have a good one all. Thank you, Sam and Jessie. You're welcome, Derek. Thank you, Fee. Dr. Opthoquate. Opthoquate? Thanks, Sam. You're welcome. Take care, y'all. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for being here, buddy. Thank you. Have a nice weekend. You are cool. Bye.
I haven't heard anything, so I don't know what's going on. But you know how